How you doing? I've heard you've been, well, like I said, the less I know, the better. You know how I told you before not to touch that thing with a 10-foot barge pole? Well, to be honest, I wouldn't touch this either. Some redneck drug dealer asked a friend of a friend of a friend. Yeah, they think they're putting together a score. I never touch drugs, and I don't know people, but I passed on your details, so if they're interested, they'll probably be in touch.
Welcome back to my next episode on the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. I am your host as always, and today we will be discussing the Series 8 funding setup missions. The very first setup is for the Coke, and for the sake for future monetization options, let's just call it nose poison. You will be split up into two teams, the boat team and the helicopter team. I'm Cuba Psycho and I were on the helicopter team, and MJ and Blade were in the boat team. The strategy for the helicopter team, I'm not going to lie, the only thing the people in the helicopter do is wait and simply pick up the people on the boat when they are done. That's literally all you have to do. The helicopter team is the easiest job because really the only thing they have to do is hover until they pick up the other team. And that's it. Seriously. But if you're on the boat team, this is when things get a little more difficult. Like I said before, you have to really make sure you don't die. That's the whole purpose of this thing. As soon as you get off of the boat and you see those little red dots pop up on your mini-map, don't let up. Don't let any of these guys get one shot in. Do everything you can to just take them out. As long as you keep that up, there's pretty much nothing else to this. But look out for the helicopters as well, and like I said earlier, the other team members are in the helicopter above, but don't worry about trying to help them out because it will only get the helicopter destroyed. Stay out of range of those helicopters. And once the nose poison is collected, you've basically just got to regroup and pick everyone up in the chopper. And make sure those other helicopters are taken out by the teammates in the boat before you actually land and pick everyone up. And after that, you've just got to lose the cops, and that's pretty much it for this one once you regroup with Ron.
What you got? A 10-year mandatory minimum and maybe a felony murder. Okay. That's perfect. Now just leave it there. Now, if you're asked, under interrogation, I wasn't here. Unless it's Trevor who's interrogating, in which case I was very much here.
The second setup for this that I want to talk about is the trash truck setup. Again, there are two teams, but you're all together, so if you want to cut down on time, I advise you to not do what we actually did and get in the same vehicle. Two of you are drivers, and the other two are going to be trash collectors on the back of the truck. It's a lot like real life because I was actually a garbage man at one point in my life, but that doesn't matter. What matters right now is that there are going to be people shooting at you. As long as you don't die and you collect all the quote trash, you're all good. It's actually a fairly easy mission and there's really nothing else to this besides that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
You sure they're not following you? See, the Vagos can go places a U.S. extradition treaty can't. I mean, nice, hot places with beaches that'll otherwise attract a snowbird like me. Okay. Okay. Good. We got the Molly. Keep on moving. Come on. Away from here. Go for it. Ha!
Moving on to the next one, this is the biker setup. This one is a little bit more difficult and it starts out with you heading to Trevor's trailer. Once you're done in the trailer, you have to take everyone out silently, and this one I'm going to let MJW's point of view take the reins from here because he's pretty much the one that actually does this whole mission. Follow his path and you should be good. I forgot to mention in my last video that MJW favors the first person point of view because 1, you move a little bit quicker, and 2, there is 0 recoil in firing your weapons. So that's just one thing that you can take note. And once you get into the vans, you're pretty much ready to go. Also, I wanted to take note that if you were paying attention to your mini-maps, you could see that Blade was actually doing a lot of the work too, so kudos to him. Once you're in the vans, there will be people coming after you, but don't pay attention, just drive. They're all on bikes anyway, so it's actually really easy to knock them off. But that's pretty much it for this one.
Hey, the Lost, right? I mean, those guys don't think we had anything to do with this. I mean, we're neighbors, right? See, I mean, I don't shit on my doorstep unless Trevor tells me to, but that was only once. But what I'm trying to say is that I only rarely shit on doorsteps. And when I do, I don't want the doorstep owners finding out. Lawless. Okay, it's too late to save my marriage, but, you know, I got it.
Just a quick FYI, I have no idea why MJW decided to use glowing pants, but I thought it was kind of funny. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next mission, which is the weed setup, but for the sake of this video, let's call it that green.
Trevor is very pleased with how you're getting. So pleased that he couldn't get here himself. But he told me that if you keep this up, maybe he won't... Well, he's very happy, and trust me, a happy Trevor is a good Trevor, and we all want a good Trevor. I mean, he suffered a lot. He's not the horrific, bloodthirsty maniac that we all imagine he is. Well, he is, but he's got a gentler side. He loves his mother. Anyway, after this, we'll all be rich, and you can get to know him better. A kind man who likes animals and children, and smoking crystal while the sun sets. Okay, so you're going to the lumberyard in Paleto Forest to pick up some grass. Now, it's a whole lot of grass, and it's well protected, so you gotta go in cautious. Now, 2 of you with guns in the hills, and 2 of you on the ground. You're gonna get a whole lot of shipment, and you're gonna get out of there. Now, ground team will be driving the shipment out. Gun team will be protecting it. You're gonna bring the grass to me, and I'm gonna package it with the rest of the stuff for sale. Then all we gotta get is the chemicals that Chef needs to get his lab up and running. And then we're good for the sale. Trevor will be in touch if there's a problem.
This one is a little bit more difficult, but that's because it calls for each team to conduct in combat. As long as you keep your distance and take everyone out with a sniper, you should be good. I've only got my point of view for this one for some reason, but it doesn't really matter because everyone's pretty much doing the exact same thing. Once you take everyone out, hop in the trucks and be gone. It's pretty simple, but I wouldn't recommend the passenger getting in the back because it's completely open and it would be really easy for them to get shot. I would recommend just driving, and if you have to, just drive with your snacks and armor menu open just in case. You're definitely going to need snacks and armor in this one. But that's it.
Oh man, I can smell that grass like 10 minutes ago. That's some good dope. Yeah, I used to smoke when I was in college. Man, that was some far out times. Now I hit the ice, I take apart a radio, and I masturbate till dawn. Trevor calls it maturity. Anyway, I'll get this unloaded. But unless any of you want to get down with Tina, you know?
Moving right along to the Teeth Destroyer, or meth, make sure that you have armor and snacks before you start this one, and this one is the final setup before the finale. Everyone should pile in one vehicle, and I recommend using the armored Kuruma. When you get there, make sure you take mostly everyone out before leaving the vehicle. There's a lot of people that you have to take out. When you finally get out of the car, move very quickly, and whoever is still driving the Kuruma can take out the remainder people. Whoever gets in the truck, make sure they don't waste any time and drive to the destination. The people that are actually defending the tanker should really be driving in front of the tanker, but we didn't do that. Well, I didn't do that. But that's pretty much it for these setups.
Bravo! You didn't blow yourselves up. How about that? Much as I want the O'Neill's tanker sitting right here, I'm gonna empty it quick and get out of here and sell it for scrap. Okay, we're good. Get lost. I'll dump the rig. Bye. Go, go, go.
And that's it. I think this video has been long enough, so I'm going to cut it off here, and these were all the setups for the Series A funding. Hopefully you enjoyed this and found it useful, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. This has been another Out of the Hat Gaming video, and I will see you in the next video, which will be the finale to the Series A funding. Stay tuned and I will see you then.